Hello, I'm Micks Mowers and Mower Man, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing another video on another two-stroke blower. I've just done one on a Home Like Mighty, and the woman also sent me over this, which is a Titan. I'm not sure what model it is. It's a 2020 model, made in June. Made in June 2020. Here you go, Titan. TTL 684 BVC. Little blower, so it looks like it hasn't done no work at all, but I'm not quite sure why they sent it in to me. They said it wasn't running. Oh, well, the filter straight off the bat was actually stuck in the fuel cap. Maybe that's the thing. If this is your first time watching Micks Mowers and Mower Man, hit your subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all, that way you'll be told next time I upload another video. So without further ado, let's get down dirty. Quick look at this blower, see what we can't find. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just inspect that fuel, because that fuel smells rancid, and I mean absolutely rancid. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Give us a bit of clean out. Just want to double check, see what actually this fuel looks like. Let's have a quick little gander at it. It smells as stale is. So I'm looking to just inspect the fuel lines. To be fair, the fuel doesn't look bad, but it does smell not very nice. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out what fuel to put in here. I think it's 40 to 1 in here, and we'll just go straight for a quick little fire up, see what we can't get it to do. I might pull that fuel filter out, see what that's doing, because that fuel filter looks absolutely mank. There it is there. Yeah, I might just take that fuel filter off of there. We'll see. But it's all in. It's all there. Let's put some fuel in. 40 to 1 in there. We'll double check it. If it's different, I'll let you know, and then we'll go from there and see if this machine to fire up. But that fuel filter was actually stuck inside the cap, so maybe that's the thing. We shall see. Right, so now moving on, I'm going to leave it as is for now. I'm not going to invest anything in it until I know what's going on. So let's just put a bit of stuff in. Now, lots of you may be saying, Mick, check the exhaust, check the exhaust, check the exhaust, check the exhaust. I know, right? I do know. But to get the exhaust off of one of these is not just a 2-second job. So why don't we just fire it up and see what happens? And then we can test it. And if I'm concerned after that, then we can go for there. But on the last one I just done, it was a new set of fuel leads. This doesn't look like it's done any work at all. Let's prime it. It says we're getting fuel. Do you know what? I've got a sneaky suspicion this may even run. No fuel leaks. It's really, really clean. It says just take it outside and we'll give it a run, see what happens. Good girl, where you go. Have a run around for 5 minutes. Good girl. Right. Titan leaf blower, now up on the bench. It is priming. Good girl, Pip. She's had a wee. Let's turn it on. Bit of throttle. Bit of choke. Now this could be a simple question that some people don't know how to start two-strokes. I'm not saying they're silly, but there is a bit of a knack to it. Let's see how we get on. That choking, Mick? Yeah. Well, that's not even doing anything. That feels to me like more of a no spark issue. Take it off choke. Give it some beans up on the old revs. Right, that's doing nothing. So let me take that spark plug out and we'll see what we're doing with your spark plug. Give me 2 ticks. Let me grab a spanner for that. That's the one. Put that one in your pocket so I don't lose it. Let's just, who put that in there? Now these are only a home use a bit of kit. I'll say we're getting fuel, is what I would say. And it is a champion plug in there. So I think it could be a plug issue. Because we're definitely getting fuel in. Let's do that up. And make sure that the HT lead boot is on properly. Like that. Could be a switch fault. I have seen that on these Titans. Right, I'll say we're getting no sparks, so let's get it up on the bench and do a bit more testing. Okay, so I've just got a screwdriver. I'm going to put up against the side of the engine casing. I'm going to try and short this plug out at the same time as pulling it. Not an easy thing to do. Just so I can't actually confirm we've got spark or not. That's showing no spark. That's what that's showing. So, quick thing, change the plug, see what's next. Right, got a brand new plug here. That's a Champion RCJ 7Y, so it's the same plug. This is brand spankers. Let's put that in there. Turn it around sideways, Mick. Try and short that one off. Nothing. No spark at all. So that is leading me to either the switch, coil, or the wiring. Now I have experienced problems with this wiring before on these machines, so that's what I'm going to go for first. I'm going to go for the wiring looms, because these little wires here all run all the way down through here. I've seen them fail before. So that's where we're going to go. Oh, Torx. Oh. So let me get all this nipped off. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. We're getting 4 nipped off, and I'll come back to you when I'm done. Okay, so this is where we are. I've removed the throttle assembly. It's just the 3 or 4 screws, like I say, just around there. And normally you find a lot of chafing up in here, but I'm not seeing anything at all. So I'm going to remove the airbox. I'm going to remove the pull cord. And I'm just checking condition of wire all the way through. I'm still not seeing any breakages as of yet. So if that's the case, then it's got to be switch is broken, or the coil has packed up. But I've dropped a screw down inside here somewhere and I can't find it. I'm hoping it hasn't gone inside the cylinder head. I don't think it has. I can't see it being much else. And it's done no work. It's only 2 years old. Which I find it sort of hard to believe it's a serious problem with it. But right, here comes a recoil. Now there is a screw in here somewhere. It's not in there. Take that out. There it goes. I knew I lost one somewhere. Right, so we've got the coil. That all looks to be okay. So now it's a question of just tracking these wires to make sure none of the wires. Look at this engine. Look, this engine's done absolutely nothing. Look how clean it is. It's done nothing at all. So why has it stopped? Stopped working all of a sudden. That's on. So I'm just going to chase all these wires. So anywhere where there's a friction point, pinch point, I'm just checking the wires to make sure we've got no bare wires at all. So let me get this done. I want to double check where that red one goes. That red one goes down here somewhere out of the way. Let me get it done. I'll come back to you in a minute. Otherwise it's going to look like it's actually pointing towards a switch or the coil. And what I could do, I could just remove that wire there, take that off, and then that will then give me the spark back, and that will then tell me if actually it's the switch or not. So I'll remove that coil wire just off of there. That's all I've done. Just remove that and just tuck it out the way, because now that's going to bypass the switch. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. That'll bypass the switch, and then hopefully we should get spark back. So all I'm doing, as I say, is just checking these wires, these connections, make sure there's no pinch point. This is where I tend to go wrong, just here. But there's nothing in there that says I'm broke. So let me get the now that coil wire's been taken off, let me get that throttle pull cord housing back together, and I'll put it all back together, and then we'll try again for spark and see if we've got spark. If we've got spark, then it's probably the switch. Then we'll go from there. So I'm going to leave. I can leave bulk of that on, I suppose, just to start it. Just want the pull cord back on here. So let me get the pull cord bolted back on. I'll come back to you in 2 seconds. Right, let's have a go on this then. So all I've done is just remove a coil wire. That's all. Okay. Put the HT back on. Coil wire's been removed. So this now means that if it starts and runs, I won't be able to turn it off unless I just short it out with the HT, pull the HT off, or put it on the choke. It may cut out then. So let's see what happens. Bit of choke. I'm going to turn the switch off in the off position. Okay. There you go. So I'm going to turn the switch on and off. No difference. Let me just show you that. So I can turn it off by choking it. So hopefully we can now get into the switch. Give that switch a little bit of a clean. See what's going on inside there, but something must have failed either inside the switch or the switch is just broken. So hopefully I can take it apart. Right, so there's 2 things to check here, guys and girlies, right? So it may not just be the switch. It could be the coil wire itself and the switch is good, okay? So what we need to do, we need to establish what is at fault. So I'm going to remove the pull cord housing again. It's just three Torx bits. and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to chase. When I say chase, I mean follow the coil wire. There might be mice he's got in here, or it pinched, and it could just be a dead short going from the coil wire itself up towards the switch. I'm guessing it goes into like a little tiny junction up here. And once I can determine the switch of the coil wire to be good, we can then see if it's a switch. I'm suspecting switch is what I'm suspecting, but I don't want to have to diagnose the switch and then take all this off again to put the coil wire back on. Do it all in one hit, it'd be easier. So it runs quite nice, to be fair, for what it is. If I can get this one back to the owner, I think she'll be super happy with that, because this is without a doubt a better machine than the Home Light, because that's a 2008. This is 2020. So let's remove that. That should all come off. Take that off. That's that HT lead. All right, let's remove all of this stuff. Right, so now, here's your coil wire. That can go back on. And now I'm just going to chase this wire again. And it goes all the way up, down through here, and down the back here, and it disappears down the back here to the other side. So I need to get into here to chase this wire around. It comes up the top, so there is quite a bit to remove. I'm hoping I can open that little door up. It says put something in there, like a little screwdriver is what it's saying to me. Let's grab a little flathead. I'm guessing that's like a little hinge. Is that a little hinge? There you go, there's a hinge. So here's a wire, let's see. The wire comes out through here. So that looks good, although there's a little tiny bit of a pinch just there I'm concerned about. And it goes into here. So there's a switch in here as well. So I've got to double check that. So that could be a switch in there that's gone as well. So it's one or the other. What's that in there? It's another Torx. Which is going to be smaller. So there's two switches in here. That's too small. I'm hoping to find some damage in here. So if there's damage in here, we could be on a winner. So let's see what's inside here. A little tiny spring-loaded switch of some. Okay. This is a direct wire. Just double checking condition. That all seems to be okay. It seems to be making good contact. So I don't think that's the cause. Nothing broken up in there. No. So it's either going to be that switch or that switch. There's two. Okay, so let's put that back together. But there's no chafing marks there, so I'm happy with that one. Okay, so switch removal time. Let's take this one out. That just slides out. And what have we got? We've got a double red at the back and a double black at the front. So the black one goes on the eye, okay? Now this is where I want to get into, but I dare say these are all sealed. I don't know if you can get into these. I would like to think you can get into that. I think what you do, you just pull that bit out. Very similar to the steel ones. So let's move it, blow it off the old table. Now I've learnt my lesson once before, and that is you never ever remove these without a rag or something on the deck, because They've got little tiny ball bearings in here, and what happens is they just get a bit dirty. So put a little tiny rag down. We'll come down here. Now in here you can remove this switch very gently. You might get a little tiny screwdriver up in there, smaller than that, mate, and just to pry that open. Let me grab a real small switch, a real small screwdriver. That one. And looking just to lift it up and take that out. It should come out. Now there will be a little tiny ball bearing in here, like I say, so go careful. There it goes. So there, it's got a little plunger in there. There's a plunger, which seems to be good. There's a little tiny rocker on there, that's all it is. A little tiny rocker. And it just sits on a pivot. So all we're going to do is I'm going to give that a little tiny bit of a clean. But that looks to be good. I get some carburetor spray. A bit of a cleaner. Bit of a clean. I think it's that back one. And all I'm going to do is a little tiny contact down in here. Just going to give that contact a little tiny clean, just a scrape. And then just got to now slip that little contact. That's the one that makes contact there, you see. And it goes with that little rub mark there of a tail going down. So this is going to be difficult to get that bit in. It's got to sit in there just right. Once I get it in place, I'll show you what it looks like when it's in place. These are fiddly, these are. Bear with me. There you go. And that's what it looks like when it's in. Just like that. Okay. And then I'll put that back in. We've got little tiny grubs on there. So we've got little tiny grubs. See that on each side? And they just fit inside the holes just in there. See? That's all we do. Okay. So let's push that back into there. Just take it easy. Cadbury's caramel. I want a little bit of a pinch or a pair of long nose pliers. Watch me drop this now. Yes. Alright, that's gone back on. So I'm going to do a little continuity test on that. 2 seconds. So I've got my multimeter on. So that beeps when you connect with 2 up. So I'm going to turn the switch off. Continuity test. Put one in there, one in there. So I think I've actually got the switch around the wrong way. That's on. I put the switch around the wrong way. No drama, I can turn it around. So there you go. Continuity test is on. I can turn it off. That's off. Turn the switch back on. Continuity test is working. So that switch is good. So it must be the other one, or by cleaning it, I have fixed it. But all I need to do now is just turn Turn that around so it's working again as it should do. Okay, switch is now back on. Put it around the right way as well, because I wired it up back. I'll put it in back to front. My mistake. So now what I'm doing, I'm taking this cover back off the side, because I want to do a continuity test between the 2 points on this switch. That's what I want to do. Let's grab a multimeter, and we're going to do a little tiny continuity test from the coil wire. So I'll take the coil wire back off. Here it is. I'm going to put that into there. Just jam that in there a bit, and then do a continuity test. Not a continuity mic, otherwise it won't do anything. That's it, as continuity. And then hook it up to this one just here. So that's saying continuity on the wire. Okay, so we're happy with that. So now, continuity between the 2 ends here and here, nothing. That's dead as a dodo. Okay, so Titan leaf blower will have to wait for another day. I need to order one of his switches there. I've been to my mate Kenny from Ken Small Engines. I think he might have located one for me. It is a micro switch. I'm going to locate one and then try and fit that. There will be a way of bypassing that. You could just bypass it if you weren't going to use the blower side of it, but I don't know if this woman's going to use it or not. And if you were going to bypass it, you would have to do something with that door to make sure the door stays shut. Otherwise, you could open that door up with the engine running and that fan still spinning, and chop chop goes the fingers. So that'd be no good to no one. So this will be on the bench for another couple of days. So find a switch for it. When I've got a switch for it, we can then fit that switch, and then hopefully that will then cure this issue, because this machine has done absolutely no work at all, and the switch is faulty. So hopefully we can get it fixed very, very soon. So that's all good. Are you all right, Pip? Good girl. So that's that done. So if you like this sort of video of Micks Mowers and Mower Man, hit the subscribe button or whack the old bell. Set notifications to all. That way you'll be told next time I upload another video. I look forward to seeing this episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But to and guys, girls, much more importantly, take it easy.